Welcome to Football 301. I'm your host, Nate Tice. I'm here with Charles McDonald, Mr. Forverts, coming to you right after Sunday Night Football. This is the late hit. Yes, the late hit. Oh my goodness. Eagles win in an absolute rock fight against the Lions, or a defensive battle, if you want to say in a complimentary way. Charles, we got together a few hours ago to go live after the day games. Pretty exciting day. And tonight, a little sluggish to cap off the night. How you doing, Chuck?
Sluggish is like complimentary based on what that game was.
It's an improvement of actually what that was.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of crazy that Jared Goff is a much better quarterback he was than when he started his career with the Rams. And the bad games still feel like the worst thing you've ever seen in your whole life, man. Like, because when they got after him with the pass rush and he was rattled early, and it just felt like one of those days where he was kind of done early on. And we know that the weather can kind of get to him too, but man, like they just so many dropbacks just wasted, where you got nothing out of them. And, I know people are going to, they're going to try and say, oh, you just don't know ball. That was really exciting defense. Man, there was some really just crappy offensive play I thought littered throughout that whole game where, like, the defense isn't even really doing all that much, and you're just kind of taking us off out of the game. So back to the drawing board for the Lions. Dan Campbell, that was a solid day calling games. He and Jahmyr Gibbs were in sync. Like, he had the Jahmyr Gibbs plays dialed up.
Jahmyr Gibbs went off.
Yeah, he went off today. But maybe this is one where Dan looks back and says, I was a little bit too aggressive. But I also think that wouldn't have mattered at the end. Like, you were still going to need a touchdown regardless, even if you had got one of those field goals. So tough day for the Lions. And just burn the tape, because that was really, really tough football.
There's a couple moments of like where they looked like they're cooking. We went back and forth on this, but they had the 2-play drive where they hit 2-play actions to 2 receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then Jameson Williams, boom, boom, touchdown. And then after that, not much. I would say Jalen Phillips definitely made an impact, which is what this Eagles defense needed. As long as he stays healthy, he's such a good player. And I think some people, there's going to be blowback about going for it on 4th down for both sides, because the Lions, who, remember, were really good against QB sneaks going into tonight. They are 4 for 5 defending QB sneaks this year, stuffed them on a 4th and inches on a tush push. And so the Eagles had a moment where they got stalled, just like they did last week as well too. But no, the Lions, this is what Dan Campbell does. This is what he's done since day one. He ain't changing, like, especially if he's calling plays. So I know he was stopped 5 times, but you've just got to look at it. Like, none of the play calls were bad. Like, they had chances. It was just they're good players, didn't make plays. And I'll include Goff in that. Like, I think Goff has limitations, which you saw tonight. Like, when he feels pressure, where he can't create, he's not a scrambler. And when he has pressure, he'll take a hit. Like, he's tough as all get out, but he can really unravel under pressure more than most quarterbacks do. It's notable, but short yardage, they're stuffed. Moro Ojomo makes a great play. May have called out the play again, like he did last week against the Packers. Get a fake punt snuffed out. 4th and 5, Goff has a pass nosedive on him to James Williams on a dig route. 4th and goal, they had 2 guys open. I actually thought I could see why Goff got to where he got to, but the pressure gets there. I think that was Phillips on that one. And then 4th and 3, Goff just misses way behind. When you're seeing a quarterback wear the 2 gloves, you're always like, because to me, 2 gloves is, he doesn't have the biggest hands, and I get that, but that's part of the way you feel it in games. Like, hit so many balls nosedive on him, and there was a non-4th down, a 3rd and 10. Adoree Jackson, who has struggled, I think, this whole year. I would say inconsistent. I mean, not struggled, but makes a play on the ball, and I think it was on Amon-Ra St. Brown on like an outbreaker, and that's the play. And this is the difference of like having tiers of arm, or having more room for error. If you have a better arm or a stronger arm than Goff that can really push the ball, is Goff hitches up twice into that, and because he knows he has to push the ball, and he's really straining to throw it out there, that Adoree Jackson's able to recover and make a play on the ball. We talk about that with McCarthy later, same kind of thing. But for the Eagles, what did you think about their offensive performance? Kind of just same old.
I mean, the after, it felt like maybe the drop back game was turning a corner a little bit, and then tonight No, sir. Like they were pretty bad. Like in terms of just EPA and success rate, they're about just as bad as the Lions were. I thought Jalen Hurts played a little bit better than Goff. Just kind of making like the one big throw to Dotson out of structure, and the one that like Brian Branch got hurt on with the helmet to helmet. But outside of that, man, it was a pretty rough day for Jalen Hurts again. I thought in the first half just really inaccurate on some throws. Not in sync, and then you kind of need to ride Saquon Barkley towards the end of that game. And I don't know what like Saquon's success rate in this game was, but to me it felt like he was running pretty well, especially in the second half. Maybe not picking up like the explosives that you want to see, but down to down pretty good. So that's something you can kind of lean on. And obviously the defense played well, but man, the drop back game, I mean, it sucked today, just like the Lions did. So. I mean, hey, I'm not going to sit there for 3 hours and say you played well. I'm tired, bro.
No.
That was bad. It was bad.
It was. I mean, it wasn't good. And it's like, that's the thing. Yeah. And they keep winning. They always win. And it's just like, and it's always like, what are the struggles? Well, it's like, well, they can't drop back consistently and complete passes. It's very hit or miss. And it lives and dives by the run game, kind of. Lane Johnson got hurt and Cam Jurgens is hurt. So that's a little bit of it. And the Lions defense is really good. Like I'm a big fan of the Lions defense, just their beef up front and everything. But Saquon went 10. He had 10 successful runs on 26 attempts, so 38.5%. About 40% is kind of the threshold you try to get to. So a little below average. But also, I did think that he did have a couple of runs. They were running to the right side. I want to say it was before Johnson got hurt. And I think that was a big impact on it because that's when we started feeling Aiden Hutchinson kind of get back into it. I thought Hurts and the Eagles operated really well out of empty, which I thought was a nice choice. That's where you saw some of the QB design runs. They had 8 plays out of empty for 44 yards, 50% success rate. And I thought that's where it was a nice way to kind of, I talked about this on Thursday as the Lions defense. You can kind of, I wouldn't say they're predictable, but you kind of, they're narrow with their play calls. And so if you get into empty, I know what you're kind of in 9 out of 10 times. And also if we have a design run, and you're in man coverage and we're in empty, because then all 5 defenders are out, covering each of those assignments, the eligible receivers, boom, just a wide open box for you to run on. So they had that going for them, I suppose. I also had some more, the pass interference on Rocky Sin at the end was absolutely atrocious. Yeah, I know. That was absolutely atrocious. I'm actually glad Chris Collinsworth actually laid into it. Like no hemming and hawing. Usually he hems and haws. I'm like, I don't know about that, Mike. And then this one he actually was like, no, that was a terrible call. I was like, there we go. Yeah. Here we go. Get way into it.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the play was. We got Dean Blandino laying to the refs during the Vikings-Bears game earlier today, too. It seems like people are getting fed up with how sloppy these games are being called. I mean, come on, just lock in. This is your job. Lock in.
That's it. That's your job. My big issues is when they have now they're doing the instant replay assistant and the replay assistant. Nice English, Nate. And I think on those plays, the inconsistencies there is what's driving me nuts. Like which plays are getting flagged and which plays are not, and which plays are quickly getting reviewed. The Roquan Smith one against the Vikings last week is the one that's going to be burning in my brain. That was the one that's just like, what? Why that? What? You guys switched that so quick and it was not conclusive. Before even some other things too. Actually, I thought tonight, Jack Campbell rocks. William McNeil rocks, DJ Reader rocks, Roy Lopez rocks. I wanted to give them a shout out for the Lions. And I had some Goff stats that kind of sums up your point on all his like little 2-seamers that he's thrown, the little sinkers that he's thrown into the ground. Throws past the line of scrimmage, he was 7 of 27 tonight. Goff on non-play action was 9 of 25 and 1 pick. Goff when pressured was 1 of 14 for 40 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 sack. So that one was the play to Gibbs. So it was not really a real play, Right. So really 0 of 13 on when pressured tonight. Didn't complete a single pass when pressured. It felt like that, right?
Really good. Yeah, that's what it felt like. I know Pro Football Focus is still updating their pressure numbers, but like when you sort by them, they don't have any completions on pressured plays either. So Dude, he was on third and fourth down. He was 2 for 12 for 60 yards with a whole lot of yaks. So just they're not going to win any games when he's playing like that. And on the flip side, like, and because it was an interesting game from Dan because it felt like he kind of got back to some of the stuff he wanted to do, especially with the play action game, with the big shot to Jameson Williams that went for 6. And it felt like they were trying to get back to more of it, but they were just out of sync. Like even, I know there was a bad ball that Goff threw to Amon-Ra St. Brown, but even he'll make some of those tough catches when there's no contact, and he dropped that. So just really ugly game all around. But if you can't do the drop back game, like he's just like the stats that you noted, the play action stuff, the non-play action stuff wasn't working. Just not going to win any games like that with this guy at your quarterback. Like it's got to be pretty clean, and it wasn't tonight.
Yeah, you can feel that kind of interior pressure getting there, all the twists coming in. Phil, like I said, I think Phillips, what do you have, 6 pressures? I know he's an edge, but he was cutting inside. I felt Tate Ratledge was giving up a few. Jalix Hunt had 6 pressures. Some of them, again, a couple were some designer ones.
But Nakobe Dean,
you kind of just,
it's like Ray Lewis today. What the hell is that? Oh my
God. On David Montgomery's no slouch in pass protection like that. Oh my God. That was. And Dean, because Dean's just a little hammerhead like that. So like that was a football play. But that's what we're talking about. That's been an issue now. Jahmyr Gibbs was giving it up a couple of weeks ago, and now Montgomery. But I think that was more of a credit to Dean just being a monster on that play.
Like he did not care about his health. He did not care about his health on that play at all.
So much fun to watch. I know. That's why, I mean, you just look at his games played, and it's very understandable why it's like that. But he's so much fun when he's out there. They got a couple of those guys now. Makuba at safety. They got him too. Like they got a couple of those kind of hammerheads. Quinyon Mitchell had a great game.
I would say, Makuba cracked James Williams pretty good in this game too. That's they're hitting out there.
He'll fit up there. They got him once. Yeah, no, he's awesome. That was a great. I know that was one of your favorites in this draft. Quinyon Mitchell had another great game. I don't know if he even let up a reception. He's just first team All Pro this year, man. He's awesome. I thought DeJean had a good game. He got caught on the one on Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I don't think that was really on him. I mean, it was just a football play happened, like stuff happened. He got crowded, but their defense is good now. Like it's just like, oh, okay, this is kind of what I expected. He just had a couple of guys. Now it's just good. All right, so they're really tough out. Last little stat here, just to wrap this up. Keegan Abdu sent this over. The win probability lost from Next Gen Stats by the Lions on those fourth downs was 32.7%. So that was pretty. And then since 2000, the Lions in Week 5, 2022 at New England. They went 0 for 6. So since 2000, they're the only team to go for it more times than fourth down without a conversion. But Dan Campbell's going to keep doing it. He did in the playoffs a few years ago against the 49ers, didn't stop him. He did it the year before, Week 18 against the Packers to knock them out, keep them out of the playoffs. He's just going to do it. This is what he does. But I think the Eagles are really starting to roll, man. I think this is. I mean, I think that division's for them, theirs for taking pretty easily, and I think this conference has got some real elite teams, but this defense, I think, is going to keep them in some games. But any other closing thoughts on this?
Man, I really hope that we get some better playoff games and primetime games recently, because been a bit of a slog, but I'm looking forward. I'm still looking forward to some of these games starting to turn around and be a little exciting. It's like we haven't gotten quite the elite versus elite, showdown that we're looking for. It's been a lot of good teams showing up, and they're both playing like crap. So let's get in the gear. Got
what tomorrow night's game is, right? Cowboys Raiders.
Yeah.
Next week we got Panthers 49ers Monday night. Then we got Giants Patriots Monday night.
Oh man.
Eagles Chargers. There we go. We got one that's decent. I mean,
that could be horrendous.
They could be with that line.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Especially that. I want to say Week 12 Thursday before. Oh, okay. Hey. Thursday is Bills Texans.
Week 12.
So. Yeah.
I can wait 4 days.
Oh, and then Bucks Rams Sunday night. Okay. All right. There you go. Squeaky wheel against the grease.
Yeah, I was say Bucks Rams, depending on what Baker we get. Right.
I
saw what happened to Sam today.
right. We actually talk about that game today. All those games. We talk about Cam Kitchens getting 2 of those 4 picks on Sam Darnold today. It was a great day of games. 7 teams won after trailing in the fourth quarter. 5 teams scored on the last play, tied for the most in a single day in NFL history. But yeah, we talk about slipping Sam Darnold today. Although I did like Ernest Jones's little statement at the end of the game saying, hey, like, it's not all on him. You know, it was some good plays in there. You know, it was a really good game. Put it that way. That's what Charles and I came to. We're like, no, this is just 2 really good teams going at it. Felt like a playoff game. And Darnold got. But Rams win that slugfest to stand on top of the NFC West over the Seahawks. We have Bears, Vikings thoughts. We have Jags rolling the Chargers, offensive line of defense. Falcons reach rock bottom. All that and more. Next up, Charles and I, 3 highs and 3 lows. We went live on YouTube to react to Week 11 earlier today. Coming up right after the break.